So, here we are in Venice Beach, eating my delicious bowl of raspberries and shit. I don't know, like, once I focus on my favorite thing in the dish, I don't really. And the place I'm staying at doesn't have any utensils, so I had to go to the corner store to get forks. But if that's all I have to complain about, I am living the high life. So, we've got our potatoes cooking. I've got my bowl, so it's got the nuts and the dried cranberries. So the nuts are going to be fruit, or the nuts are going to be fats. I use like a hand, like around a scoop. Two things of oats, and then the cranberries are going to be like a really quick absorbing because they're sugary. They're going to be like a really quick absorbing carb, giving some energy. Got the berries, so I get the vitamin C and stuff. I like to make sure every meal I'm eating at least 4 or 5 colors. So that's also how like I make my nutrition of there's like macronutrients, which are the Big Macs, right? Our macronutrients, which are our Big Macs. Those are going to be what is in calories. So like fat, carbs, and protein. So our Big Macs, our carbs or protein or fats, those are good, but there's also micronutrients like iron or vitamin C. And so we want our Big Macs, those are important, but we also want our micros because we want to grow. Our micros let us grow, like having good nails and skin, and like we want to feed our body all the things. So if I'm like, if I'm only eating a bunch of food that's all one color, I know that I don't have a diverse rainbow of micronutrients to help support, plus all the flavonoids and berries. So good for you. And I feel so fucking good after I eat raspberries. I don't know what crack they put in it. Try to eat a couple raspberries and tell me you just don't feel delighted. Tell me you don't feel delighted with the raspberries. So, got our carbs. So if you could ask your trans dad one thing, what would it be? Okay. If I could give myself fitness advice, starting out, fitness, wellness, whatever it is. Because, I was, and I am an addict, but I was a drug addict, like I spent a lot of years of my life really prioritizing getting super fucked up. And without working out, there's no way I would have become sober from hard drugs or alcohol. Like, I was in the gym, not knowing what I was doing, on an elliptical for like 2.5 hours a day. And that was the only thing that kept me from doing drugs. I would literally wear myself out. I'd go to work and wear myself out. And I would not let myself go anywhere else. I would not let myself, like I had to fucking, and I feel really bad. I had to change my fucking number. I had to like cut people out of my life. People that I loved, but I was a liability. And without fitness, without being in a gym, I would have been lost. I spent that first year of sobriety where you're like, I still had to work in bars too. So and alcohol was like my big thing. Alcohol is so hard because it's like, very socially acceptable, and a lot of people don't have problems with it, but I had a real big problem with it. And it made me into a person I really did not want to be all the time. And it would lead me into doing drugs and then being on binges for like months. And the problem was I always had like 3 fucking jobs. So I always was working, making money, but in my limited time off, I'd just get as fucked up as possible because I just hated my fucking life. And then I had that come to Jesus moment, or whatever it is, that moment in sobriety where, like, for me, I just knew that I knew. And I knew that it was either I was going to die or I was going to get sober. And I was like, you're getting sober. And fitness, working out, I had a circuit from Men's Health magazine. I had a circuit. I think it was like Craig Ballantine, or maybe I saw it. No, Fitness Black Book. I found an article by Rusty Moore on Fitness Black Book called Crazy Eights Bodyweight Workout. And I think originally it was by Craig Ballantine. Which, that workout, by the way, I still do. It's super hard. It's really, really hard. But I had done like some workouts, but I found this circuit workout. And I did it every day along with my cardio. And because it's a lot of compound movements, and I was just like, I was detoxing off of sugar, I was detoxing off of all the sugar and alcohol, I was detoxing from junk food, I didn't understand what nutrition was, I did not understand how my body worked at all. And it's only in my sobriety where I became sober, where I started being like, wow, what I'm eating is making me feel like shit. The drugs I'm consuming are making me feel like shit. The people around me are making me feel like shit. Where I was like, okay, well, do something different. Like, I didn't know what I was doing, but I was like, do anything, do something different. And so my nutrition and fitness regimen was, I knew bodybuilders ate chicken, broccoli, and rice. So I ate a lot of chicken, broccoli, and rice. And oats. Very similar to this, with the berries. Fresh blackberries from Oregon. This bowl, if this had, not to hate on my raspberries, but if this had fresh blackberries from Oregon, I'd cry. That's my favorite berry. Hands down, favorite berry. Oh, baking blackberries. Okay. Anyways, but if I could have fitness advice that I'd give anybody, it's what you do in here is going to affect everything you do out there. Number one piece of fitness advice. If you can be in touch with your body, connect to it. Not going and doing 4-hour workouts where you're running away from yourself. I'm talking about failing. I'm talking about wondering mid-workout if you can do this. And you hear that voice inside of you that goes, yes. If you can say, I want to eat to love myself, which has no restrictions. You know, that is the thing, is like when people are like, oh, you eat so you love yourself, whatever the fuck that means for you. Whatever the fuck that means for you, not what I eat, not what they eat. Find out what makes you feel good. For me, this makes me feel good. So I stick to it. You know, I do the things that take me to my goals. And what you do, what you put in your body, what you consume, is literally makes up who you are. I'm not talking about food. I'm talking about, are you consuming life? Are you connected? Who are you in the dark? Fitness will reveal that to you, because there's nobody who can do it besides you. You can't buy it. You can't skip your way through it. You know, some weeks I'll fall off, I'll get right back on the horse. But I've worked on it every single day for 19 fucking years. That's why it looks like this. That's why I can do the things that I can do. Is because at first, I could not even do one push-up. I had to do a push-up hold. I was walking on an elliptical for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, just to wear myself out after work so I wouldn't go drink. Like, fitness saved my life. And if I could go back and tell myself, what would you do at the beginning? Well, first off, don't be afraid, because you're going to have this for the rest of your life. You're going to have fitness for the rest. It doesn't matter if you're 8 or 80. If you start today and commit to a practice, any practice of movement, dance, could be dancing in your room, could be going on a walk every day, could be committing to just sit on a yoga mat for 30 minutes a day and body scan your body. And that's your fitness. But when you commit to your body, your mind heals. Because your mind lies to you. Your mind lies to you. Your body is dysregulated. Your dopamine stores are probably a little shot. You could probably use some rest. You're safe now. You're safe now. You're gonna feed yourself now. You're gonna work out for yourself now. You're gonna move with less pain now. And what you put in to yourself is what you get out. Not just in fitness, but like in life. Love yourself, please God. Please God, love yourself. Love yourself enough to commit to your body. You know, it doesn't matter if looks are important to you, go for that. If strength is important to you, go for that. If not giving a fuck is important to you, go for that. But like, don't do it for anybody else. Commit to it. Change. You know that you're that person. And I think that's what fitness taught me is I wasn't this terrible drug addict. I was in so much pain that I could not hold it. I had to become stronger than I was, which was a huge ask because I was already so strong to go through that shit. But like, that's what fitness taught me. That's what being sober taught me. It's like, I'm a fighter. I was born to fight. It's amazing to watch me fight. I've been fighting my whole life. I'm very good at it. I'm not afraid to die. I'm already dead. I've already died. All there is for me is the void. Right now. And my training. I care about my training more than money. I care about my training more than love. More than friends and more than comfort. I want to be fucking bulletproof. I want to be so strong. So terrifyingly strong. You know? I want to be so strong that my younger self is proud. And if I could go back in time and give myself some practical fitness advice, get really good at push-ups, pull-ups, and squats. You do not need anything else. If you can start hanging on the bar, if you can't hang from the bar, get a band and try and hang from the bar. If you can't do that, get a chair and slowly dip yourself onto that pull-up bar. Get good at pull-ups. Get good at push-ups. Get good at squats. Those are very basic human movements. And if you need a workout, here's your workout. You ready? You're going to take a pair of dumbbells. I'm putting you on the sauce. Here's my number one fitness advice. You're going to take a pair of dumbbells, like 15, 20 pounds, 25 pounds at most. And you're going to start with a shoulder press, and then a row, and then a bicep curl, and then a tricep kickback, and then a lateral raise, and then a deadlift, and then a squat. But you're going to hold on to that motherfucking dumbbell the whole time. And tell me if that doesn't make you insanely strong. You're going to do 3 rounds of it, 10 to, anywhere between like 2 to 15 reps. That's the sauce. Get really good at compound movements, get really good at hanging on a bar, get really good at hinging, get really good at holding yourself in a plank, get on the ground. And okay, number one biggest fitness advice: fucking stretch. If you hate stretching, find a mobility drill. I didn't stretch for like the first 8 years of lifting. The amount of gains I left on the table by not opening up my hips, opening up my chest, and stretching my back and engaging my body. I was disconnected from my body and lifting weights, but all I was doing was lifting the weights. How you bodybuild is through contraction, and you need a contraction with a good range of motion and mobility. Control the weight, focus on the contraction, good form. Compound movements. And pick one part of your body that you want as your favorite. For me, it's my back. My back is my favorite part of my body. It's huge. When you meet me in person, you realize how big it is. It's huge. I have overdeveloped lats compared to my shoulders. And I love that shit. And it's because I've done pull-ups like every fucking day. But all my other movements that I do have benefited from getting really good at push-ups, pull-ups, and squats. Like, I'm very controlled in them. I have good range of motion. So just do your push-ups, pull-ups, and squats. Doesn't matter your gender. So you don't want to be strong and have a snatched waist? Girl. You want those dimensions? Everyone, it doesn't matter what gender you are, who you're into, having a nice back is so sexy. It doesn't matter. Think about it. Having a nice back, it's like having nice legs. Everybody likes nice legs. Who doesn't like nice legs? Unless you don't like people, that makes sense. And do it for yourself. Like, you can't bring anyone with you on your training journey. So just do it for yourself, man. Eat real food. Have a good balance. Eat the fucking cookie. Work out. Don't have it get in the way of your family. Don't have it get in the way with your friends. And if you haven't moved in a day or two, just stretch a little bit and try and do some push-ups, pull-ups, and squats. Try to move a little bit every day. The person who moves a little bit every day is going to outpace the person who works out for 3 hours once a week. So just do a little something every day. And like, what you put in is what you get out. My training's the only thing that matters because it's the only thing I can control. Everything else is a wash. I have no idea what's going to happen in life. I have no idea what's going to happen to me. But, like, I know if I show up to the gym, if I put in my effort or not. And, like, I want to hit, not I want, I will hit my goals. Say it with me now. I will hit my goals. It is already done. I'm already on my way. And I'm safe now. I can rest now. And I'm safe enough to be excellent now. I'm safe to be myself. So I'm gonna train hard. Gonna eat extra carbs, be a carby Barbie. We're gonna get this back day. Your trans dad loves you very much. I'm not gonna say it a lot, so don't wear it out. Alright, talk soon.